everyone and welcome back. Today we're gonna do a little bit of something fun. I'm procrastinating on working on cosplay because I just haven't been up to it mentally, so I'm just gonna do something fun. I finally got the last little bit that I needed to do this today. Well, there's two more things, but I don't think they're gonna come in time for when I would like this for. So we're just gonna get this started, but I'm sure many of you have heard of Itabags. Now I have two. I'm gonna show you my second one first. This one is still a work in progress, but it is Yohane. It's Yohane themed. I only started this one back in June. So I've only had this for about 2 months. I've had this bag longer. I've had this bag since April, I believe. This was it's like an oil slick bag. This had like beads in the front down here, and it had a patch up here, but there was like 2 things of clear, so I just cut that first part out very carefully. You may or may not be able to see, but there is a hole right there where I nicked it. It's not too bad though. This is not complete by any means. I would like to fill up around it, and I would like a different centerpiece, but this one is themed to Yoshiko Tsushima. I love her so much, my little fallen angel. As you know, I scout for her all the time in Love Live. But I only started this one back in June. As you can see, I have some smaller buttons. Most of these came from a convention. Most of these came from AMA, actually. The only ones that I did not get from AMA was this one here. I got that one from Depop, and I got this one from Depop. Sometimes people on Depop throw up some anime merch that they don't want. And I got the little, I forget what they're specifically called, but they're the laying down plushes. I've got 2 ties on there just because I'm paranoid about losing it, and I have been proven right because this likes to come open like it's almost doing now. But this bag, I'm not 100% satisfied with the bag itself. It's actually kind of breaking. Ooh. It's breaking back here on both sides. It's meant to be a shrine bag, and I use it as an everyday bag, so like I'm not going to show you like the contents of inside, but it's not lined or anything. This is actually like a giant window through. This is just a piece of cardboard that I've safety pinned some fabric to get that to work. But that is my Yohane bag. I will show you my other bag here. This one is my first Itabag ever. It's the typical heart-shaped bag, but it's for Chibiusa and Helios. There is Helios on here. There's also Diana, but that's because she's related to Chibiusa. This is my first bag. I knew when I was getting into it, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to stick with the whole Itabag thing. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I need to dedicate it to someone who I'm going to love forever and ever, no matter what. And I have loved Chibiusa since I was 7 years old. I have loved Wicked Lady since I was 7 years old. So I knew that Chibiusa would be a good fit for me. I had some old merch, like this one right here is the oldest keychain I own. I got that at my very first convention back in 2006. You can tell that it's definitely not the newest. This is a good mixture of just like, it's a good mix of like fan merch, because these are like fan art. That's all fan art. These are fan made, and then there's official merch, which is all these right here, all of those, and then these up here. I just wanted to throw everything together for everything that represents Chibiusa and who she interacts with. So like again, I've got like Helios, and I've got the the stallion reeve, and I've got this beautiful pin of Helios, and then I've got Diana because that's her cat, of course. But today I am actually going to be going on vacation in like a month-ish, just over a month, and I wanted to bring a bag with me, but I didn't really want to carry Chibiusa around. As you guys know, I'm really into ensemble stars, and I had a Dead Man's bag, and Dead Man's is the former unit for Rei, Kaito, and Koga, but after this last event that we just had, Rei, Kaito, and Koga's unit of Dead Man's turned into Dead Man's with plus Kuro. And so I am gonna take this purple bag and turn it into a Dead Man's bag. Or not a Dead Man's bag, but specifically Rei and Kaito. I've got a decent pile of merch for Rei and Kaito. Not all of it is official. I've got a few fan-made things because of course On Stars isn't as well known as many of other things. So like this is fan-made. I got that at AMA. Let's see, what else I got? I only got a couple things. I don't know if these will make it onto my bag or not, but we'll see. I've got a ton of Kaito merch because Kaito is not as popular as Rei, and therefore is much cheaper to buy for. That's actually just a magnet. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so that's my new setup. As you see, it doesn't look like much. The heart-shaped bags don't allow for a ton of things to be in there. It's good if you have like very little merchandise. But let me see how this looks in the bag, and I will show you in just a second. Alright, so this is the final product. As you see, I did get to add 2 more on here. I also got to move this one, this squishy badge, up some. I'm not sure how well this one will hold up because it is a magnet, like for your refrigerator, and there is a magnet holding it on the other side. I have tried hot gluing a safety pin to it, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't stick to the other side. My camera is really focusing on Kaito's face. But here it is. I'm not a huge fan of the fabric that I have, but after checking a couple of craft stores and stuff, I ended up just going to Walmart and finding that. I wanted something more like a white leopard print to match their Dead Man's look. I also was looking for like maybe a white background with black skulls on it. I knew I did not want black. My old Dead Man's bag background is black and gold, And unfortunately, because Undead is such an edgy unit, they wear all black, and even with all the colors and stuff that's on there, I need to switch that one so it's facing the right way. But even with all the colors that they have like on there, like the colored backgrounds and stuff, even with that, he was still blending in, and I didn't like it. And Koga was blending in, but not nearly as bad as Ray, because Ray has black hair. Let's get this in my bag and show you the final product, or the near final product. I've got one more thing. Alright, so here's the final product in the bag itself. As you can see, you can kind of see everyone, and it all looks good. And then for the final touch, ta-da! I added little skull lights. I don't know if you can actually see that they're skulls, but they are skulls in honor of Deadman's. These lights I actually just picked up today from Michael's, actually, because it's almost Halloween time, and why wouldn't they have Halloween themed lights? But they have 3 modes. That's the furthest one, which is a fade, and they fade in and out, and then they got a constant flashing, which I'm not too much of a fan of that, and then they have the constantly being on. I just thought this was a really nice touch. I know a lot of my friends are into giving lights to their bags. I never really found anything particularly interesting for me until I made this bag. These were like $9 from Michael's. Yeah, I really like it on the fade. I think the fade is really nice. Yeah, look at that. I'll probably adjust the lights a little bit and probably pin them to the inside. That way you can actually see them instead of just having that little bit being visible. So yeah, that's my Itabag. The only thing that I am missing from this is I have some Ray and Kato plush charm on pre-order from Ami Ami. They're little fat birds, which is why I did it, because that was really cute. They have one for all the leaders of all the units. I don't think they're still open for pre-order. I'm not sure. They're supposed to be due out at the end of this month. This is probably not this bag's final form. I'm probably going to revert this back into a Chibiusa bag. Eventually, when I find a bag that I really want for my Kato and Ray bag. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to do a Deadman's bag anymore. Like, I really love Deadman's, and I'm really excited for their new song coming out on the Undead CD, but I don't know if I can commit to buying more Koga and buying Kuro stuff. I love Kuro. He is in my top 10 OnStars boys, but I don't know if I can actually spend money on him. And Koga used to be my number like 3-4 boy, but I had a falling out with somebody who Koga was their best boy and like talked about Koga all the time. So he has some unfortunate background for me. Otherwise I would definitely have a Koga bag, or not a Koga bag, but like Koga on this bag with Deadman's. So yeah, in case you're wondering where I got all the charms from, some of these were from conventions, others were from Mandarake, others were from Depop, and a couple, and like this one and that Ray one in a boat, those both came from eBay. Mandarake is probably the best place to get charms, in my opinion. They're directly from Japan. If you don't know, Mandarake is a second-hand shop. They have all of the goods for a really good price. I really like my bag, and I can't wait to wear it out, especially with the little skull lights in it. I will probably turn those on at night and just leave it blank during the day. With that, I will see you guys next time. Bye!